let's start off our doubles championship. Flambo, PJ, take it away.
3, 2,
All right, here we go, PJ. Winners finals. We're starting off on the Fortress of Lions. I don't think either of us are surprised to see that. Granted, only time will tell how this tale will unfold as we have two absolute destructive teams of the game dueling it out here on one of our favorite stages, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly that. And now Raydish getting an isolated 1v1 on Loras on the left side. Kyna is juggling BalloonBoy. Loras gets back to the stage, and the blue team are so good at separating, but also knowing when to give each other space and get back on top of each other. That GC side stick from Raydish, already signs of what's to come in this set, going for those big reads immediately.
And you can already see the way that they're playing off each other. An attempted juggle onto Raydish here. BalloonBoy and Raydish are going to hug the left side and create space for each other to go ahead and reconvene in the center here. But the team synergy from Kyna and Loras is pinpoint. One Enlight, immediate N-Sig follow-up from Loras to secure the first knockout.
BalloonBoy with a big snipe there on the bow, but Loras goes off stage to help Kyna, but down air off the wall from Raydish. The GC down stick doesn't connect, but the recovery does find Kyna. Doesn't KO, but Raydish, the end light there. And Kyna now having to fight unarmed, gets a breakdance into a weapon toss. The sider hits onto Loras and Kyna in a 2v1 now, but still fighting back.
And Kyna just doing it unarmed, picks up a hammer. You can see Raydish almost gets the combo there, but it doesn't matter. It's enough to get the knockout.
No,
team opportunity. We're riding out, and the dunk as well. It's not enough to get the KO, and you can see Kyna runs over there to give a little bit of assistance to Loras, but they're both going to be fine on the stage now.
They're looking so good right now. The Nair comes out, and so does the N-Sig. Loras is not falling for those tricks. He gets the weapon toss up into the recovery, unarmed, but he loses his weapon in the process. Nice interruption on that side light sider. Loras is playing so well on the spear.
And you can see Kyna once again with that grounded option. BalloonBoy sending that down sig out, that aerial down sig. No one expects it, but does end up falling a little bit soon after here as Kyna and Loras try to reposition on the stage. Maybe try to catch Raydish on the way down, and an unarmed recovery will be enough.
Now the 2v1 ensues onto BalloonBoy as Raydish looks to pick up a weapon. Loras getting the Nair out. It hits his own teammate too, so they don't get much in the 2v1, but I don't expect to see it. Both teams very seasoned in that 2v1 to play very elusive and safe.
Hey, you got to take a look here as well. Raydish final stock, Loras final stock. So they're both going to be playing a little bit more reserved here and following up off of their respective teammates. But you can see Loras finds that Nair, trying to juggle Raydish toward the top. Kyna so good at controlling the ground with that axe as well. The red team needs to get some footing, and BalloonBoy gets punished for that beautiful down stick he landed.
Raydish immediately dashing to assist his teammate who doesn't have a weapon. Loras with some team damage onto Kyna. Kyna getting disarmed, and Raydish having to create some space for BalloonBoy, but he gets clipped by the recovery. And all things considered, the red team are happy to just be alive, but not for much longer as BalloonBoy gets hit with the scoop and score the down air, finds the KO. Now last stock for both red team members.
You can see Raydish biding some time here, trying to get down. BalloonBoy with that down stick off the top! Just like that, we have a pretty precarious situation here for Kyna, needing to do the 2v1, but you get one stop Sair onto the life of Raydish there, and you can make the 1v1 happen, but Kyna does fall. We need to see that team combo they rehearsed this entire time. We saw it earlier in the game. Can they do it again?
Bow and boots. No, it looks like we're going to be swapping into a weapon starve angle against Kyna. Kyna fighting back unarmed. He's getting the hits in he needs for BalloonBoy. You need to split up the red team and get the KO on Raydish. It's not impossible, but it's going to look hard when BalloonBoy and Raydish get those interruptions. Nice signature from Kyna. He's looking for that recovery, but he can't find much right now.
Yeah, Raydish has to be pinpoint for when he chooses to go in. If he messes up once, he knows Kyna is good enough to get that punish, and you can see he's biding his time. He's trusting in BalloonBoy. BalloonBoy is taking the front here, but anyone in a 1v1 situation type thing against Kyna is scary. And BalloonBoy gets caught, no punish from Raydish.
That's the split you need. Raydish now going to the soft platform, looking to avoid these hits. The hammer has so much KO potential, and the red team both know that. A downlight into sider on either of the team members leads to disaster, but a side stick comes out, and Kyna now in a 1v1 versus BalloonBoy. BalloonBoy on the gauntlets, gets in there, the weapon toss. He's trying to make it happen. He needs to clutch this one out for his team, but Kyna gets the end light and clutches the 2v1. Kyna is undeniable, the unstoppable force, even in the 2v2 bracket.
He is like a From Software boss, right? They were in a 2v1 there. That feels like it should be easy, but when he is throwing out these hitboxes, they are pinpoint. It's tough to know when to dodge, and he was able to be clutch yet again. There's a reason they're the former world champions.
I cannot believe he did it there. The red team was so much explosive KO potential in the 2v1 combos, and Kyna gets the 2v1 clutch to start game one. What does this mean for the tempo of the set, Flambo?
I mean, it makes me a little bit worried for BalloonBoy and Raydish, right? I mean, they clearly have the ability to go toe-to-toe with the best. They were positioned to be in a spot to win that game, and they weren't able to find the openings. They played a little bit scared, I'd argue, in the 2v1 because they didn't want Kyna to make the comeback, but I think it's that exact reason that gave Kyna that opportunity to say, hey, hold on, I see holes in this offense, let me get my counter punches in.
Absolutely. We see the red team now swapping over to the Demon Island pick, banning away for it. Kyna getting a big juggle on BalloonBoy. Raydish punishes Kyna, going to one too many nairs with that recovery, and Raydish with the isolated 1v1. Is it enough to KO? Not quite. It does disarm Loras though, and now Kyna in a 2v1 of his own on stage. Nice N-Sig attempt from Raydish, immediately punished by Loras. Another ground pound, but no KO.
Very close. They really want that first stock here. Loras has so much damage racked up. You can see Raydish and BalloonBoy collapsing, and that's going to be the stock. I love the target prioritization we saw from the red team there, and BalloonBoy putting on this extra pressure as Raydish is trying to get back to the stage, but Loras reads the dash through with a down sig to punish him.
Some team damage there as Loras tries to get a punish on BalloonBoy, hitting him with a signature. Now Raydish knowing he has to kind of stock tank here because one signature is enough to KO, and BalloonBoy will follow soon after. No, not quite. High defense there.
Let's see. Trying to get some space here. BalloonBoy kind of stuck on the corner, picks up a bow, but then immediately gets anti-aired by that downlight on the spear, and Raydish gonna have to go ahead and kind of bide some time and is successful in achieving that goal.
See the spear now on Loras, the spear that's made so much success for the blue team as Kyna's on the X looking for that anti-air. Loras disrupting with the nair and catching Raydish off stage. A big side stick swing from Kyna. Doesn't find it there. The axe side stick quite laggy, but no with punish from the red team.
Oh, no follow-up from Kyna there with the side air. Tried to get it, but that's not going to work. But we do see Kyna's going to fall, and then Raydish almost getting knocked out here. BalloonBoy misses the save, but Raydish is able to get the nair off of him.
It's Kyna!
And gets the down air, but he didn't get a chase dodge off of that because he just got a chase dodge, so he still couldn't touch the stage.
Yeah, the red team slowly slipping away out of this game as Kyna has yet to really be hit by anything significant on a second stock. Raydish already on his last. Nice little team combo there, but Loras interrupts again on the spear. Such a good disruption weapon, but a ground pound comes in to disrupt the recovery from Loras as BalloonBoy
combo,
back.
and BalloonBoy and Raydish are able to convert the weapon throw just shallow enough. If it had connected, that would probably be the stock on Kyna right there. Slightly unfortunate, but good damage nonetheless for the red team. And you can see Raydish trying to follow up that end light from BalloonBoy as well, but once again, just narrowly not getting the conversion.
Adding side air into nair. Loras is looking for any damage he can find on the spear as Kyna gets the jump side air as well and gets a big nair, and the ground pound does hit BalloonBoy. BalloonBoy unable to make it back. Raydish in a 2v1 now.
Yeah, Raydish got to take his time here, hugging the side. Here comes BalloonBoy. He gets caught off the side. Raydish needs to get a wall touch. He needs to refresh his options. He needs help, and there's the help, but he gets pogoed anyway. He did get the wall touch though, so he's able to get back, and now BalloonBoy and Raydish have their final stocks to play with as a team.
Loras in a bad spot there. The ground pound does get interrupted by BalloonBoy's recovery. Loras going for it all onto Raydish. BalloonBoy has to play so aggressively here as he has less damage than Raydish. Raydish knows how delicate his stock is right now.
BalloonBoy once again playing point. Nice side sig coming out here to go ahead and put on a little bit of extra damage. Raydish gonna back up as BalloonBoy once again putting on all this pressure onto Loras, who's effectively one hit away from losing this final stock here.
It'll come down to the carries, the Zario and the Ateros on Kyna.
And this is so scary, right? BalloonBoy has to make the choice. Do I try to peel Kyna off of Raydish, or do I trust in Raydish's defense and go for Loras? But Loras gets the down sig off the corner of the stage, and BalloonBoy has to do it all by his lonesome.
He's clutched these 2v1s before, but can he do it versus the reigning mid-season champions? It's going to be tough, especially if you get hit by the side. Goes for the reversal, but the pogo comes out, and game 2 goes to Kyna and Loras.
BalloonBoy was so close there. We saw him go for a double recovery to try to get a KO off the top. That didn't work. He had so much damage racked up onto Loras at that point that it was probably going to be a lot of trying to fish and jump around the stage to get a falling recovery to try and make the 2v1 happen. But just narrowly, honestly, there's some part of me that's like, I'm looking at BalloonBoy and Raydish, and I'm like, they have been so close so many times already. There are these conversions that are just like, it feels like pixels away from connecting, and they're being the difference maker right now.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree, and that's just kind of the volatility of a team comp like the Red Raptor and the Zario. The Devil Jin crossover, it's just so difficult to really get much done if you're not airtight with your conversions, especially when you have a Loras in the mix on the spear, who's so good at interrupting these long-winded boots and gauntlets or boots and bow combos. Very, very tough for the red team to get activated in that sense.
Man, but I have to say both of these teams are playing phenomenally, right? Hopefully going into this game number 3, we're on Demon Island. I would love to see BalloonBoy and Raydish put a point on the scoreboard here, because otherwise it's going to be Loras and kind of going right into the grand finals. And so far, a pretty good start for the blue team, all things considered.
Or as in the 1v1 versus Raydish now on the right side. Raydish gets a side air into the wall, but Kyna punishes Raydish immediately. The blue team, so symbiotic. They're just so in tune with each other. They know exactly what they need to do to assist each other when they're in disadvantage. So smart.
No, I think that's a great way to call it symbiotic. It's got Venom and Carnage. That is the team right there. They work so well together in tandem. And right now we see a side stick from Laura going ahead and tossing BalloonBoy up there, chasing with the Nair as well. Onto BalloonBoy. Double Sair for Kyna. Huge opportunity. Loras goes deep with the unarmed ground pound. Raydish fights his way back onto the stage with that Ensig. And it actually ends up being a self-destruct for Loras. Definitely don't want to see that this far in bracket.
Yeah, absolutely not. Mistakes like that is all it takes for the red team to start bringing a lead there as they get so much extra damage on Loras. The second stock, nice team combo there. Kyna has to interrupt with the side light into Nair, but no KO option. The downlight won't find the KO on BalloonBoy either, but an end light will onto Raydish. The downlight into BalloonBoy as he's stuck off stage versus the blue team.
And just like that, you can see BalloonBoy kind of sitting on the side, waiting for Raydish to respawn so they can go ahead and try to get this team effort working together again. But, that's going to be a huge punch from Kyna. The end light's got to connect. Raydish has to be the one to kind of buy some time now. And they've been doing a pretty good job, all things considered. The team combos don't happen, but they aren't successful in not mitigating damage. That's going to be a good edge guard coming out from BalloonBoy. Loras gets saved by Kyna, gets powered up again. And you see that both of them have their respective down six in place. They say, I dare you, I triple dog dare you to try to come back to the stage right now.
And they just could not. Kyna saving Loras with an air and giving chase dodges, but it's not enough versus this edge guard heavy red team side stick into the recovery. BalloonBoy chasing with a recovery of his own, and Loras taking so much damage in that offstage and onstage team combo.
And here we go, Loras. What side light to ground pound? I can't believe it. Down stick into the combo. Kyna gets both of them. BalloonBoy trying to get back here and won't be able to get the touch. Wanted to go for the unarmed down air. Couldn't get it to connect. Didn't get to chase dodge because of it and finds himself on his final stock. They need to collapse onto Loras right now.
Raydish going for that recovery, just trying to get the disruption and split the blue team up. They get a landing downlight into Nair there. That's so smart, but it's not enough versus this blue team. They need a big combo here. They need some sort of big explosive play.
You can see they're so close at collapsing on Loras here. Loras one good hit away from losing that stock, but they can't seem to find it. BalloonBoy in hot pursuit. Raydish says Gadula! And takes that stock out of there. And now we have the 2v1 for Kyna again. Can he do it again, PJ?
It's going to be tough, especially when the red team have conversions like that. The end light into the side signature, and now Kyna is one. He needs to pick up a weapon, first of all. The red team tried to weapon starve this time, but they're much healthier in this game. Raydish with a big 2v1 combo, starting with the side air into the wall. The down air, but no ground pound from BalloonBoy. A lot of respect towards Kyna's axe.
Yeah, says, you know what, if I don't get this frame perfect and I get a reversal, I'm going to be upset about it. I'm going to go ahead and reset on the stage. And you know the Surgeon's going to give him the pass into the ground pound. It's not enough, but so much damage has been racked up onto Kyna now. Can Kyna find any little hole in this offense from the red team? That's one. He gets some stomps there on a Raydish.
Have to still be very careful as the red team here, but they look so poised to take this game and force game number 4. The weapon toss from Kyna gets him back on stage. Side light onto Raydish. D-light into side. It's a 1v1 once again. BalloonBoy has to clutch this one out. He needs this for their winner. Side light, the down light into Nair is not enough.
Yeah, couldn't go for the recovery there because the D-light hit stack, but he needs one more. Nope, it's not enough. He needs yet another bow, not known for getting early knockouts, but Taros, Kyna, you get a side stick right now. That could be it, but BalloonBoy is clutch enough to get the D-light and light to bring this to a game number 4. This is what it's all about here at the Midseason Championship.
Back against the wall, this game is all that matters. You can't even think about game 5. You just need to get there. Game number 4 for the red team. They had the blue team had an unfortunate SD on Loras early on.
True.
But you take those for sure, and now maybe that momentum is enough to get the reverse 3-0 and put yourself in winner side grand finals.
Okay, let's see if they're able to keep this momentum going. We're going right back to Demon Island. They're saying, you know what? We can run it back. It was that SD. That must have been what it was. I mean, going right into the game, you can already see. I mean, BalloonBoy and Raydish seem a certain good amount more alive. Raydish getting a double D-light side air, converting into the Ensig as well. Look at this team combo. This is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt, PJ. They're gone. They are absolutely gone. That's what we like to see. Signs of life from the red team.
No better place than CEO for the happy birthday combo to find a double KO there.
Yes, sir. Oh, put 3 on the screen so we can have the Merry Christmas, but not this time around. As you can see, BalloonBoy and Raydish have an absolutely monumental lead in this game 4. They started off that momentum from the last game and have shown no signs of stopping.
Raydish with a big orb string there onto Loris as Loris slides off with a down sig and finds the KO. Raydish now in a 1v1 the blue, or 2v1 as the blue team look for this KO on Raydish, and they find a D-Light into Nair on Kyna's hammer.
And just like that, we have ourselves in a position where the stock count is even, but not for long. Whoa, that side air is not enough, but both members of the blue team, and they do the same trap again, but this time, I don't think they delay the timing between their respective down sigs enough to have it be an effective trap, and the blue team is able to come back.
Like this movement from Raydish, so elusive versus the blue team, even when he's stuck between both of them. The side air comes out to catch Kyna's jump towards the wall, and BalloonBoy immediately goes over to try to help him from Loris, but the ground pound does hit, and Raydish now will be able to make it back, but not after getting hit by another recovery.
Wow, okay, BalloonBoy gets out of there, Raydish back onto the stage, and we just need one strong hit on the Loris. Nice little team come on to Kyna, and it ends up hitting Loris as well, and just like that, an opportunity, and BalloonBoy gets the dunk down from deep! That is what I love to see. They are activated 2v1 combo, or rather 2v1 situation for Loris in this moment here, and I don't know, look at them, PJ. They're just doing it. They're in the playground right now. Oh, misses the ground pound.
They got those combos labbed out, and BalloonBoy and Raydish now looking for this last hit to send this one to game number 5. Loris with an opportunity on this spear, but it looks all but over as the red team looks so locked in.
Yeah, trying to find something, but the counter punches are too good. Has no weapon as well. Is probably going to stay unarmed for the rest of this stock unless he's able to find a way to weave between these two monoliths of the game. But Raydish out there like Chun-Li, throwing out these end lights, just kicking him over and over. How does he find a way? Another end light. The weapon throw almost connects as well. Loris only has limited time.
The ground pound comes out. Any option available to try to get an early KO and make this 2v1 happen, but Raydish and BalloonBoy don't look to be giving anything for free. No free lunches in top 4.
And the down sig, what a spot dodge, but it's not going to be enough. The recovery, almost enough to take Loris off the top. We're in end-light KO territory as well. The side air, almost enough. BalloonBoy going to go ahead and threaten the ledge, but not commit to anything. And they're just going to play it slow and safe.
Slow and safe indeed. It's another day at the office for BalloonBoy as a gauntlet recovery takes the stock and forces game number 5. Reverse 3-0, potentially imminent right now. North America showing up.
Man, the adaptation has been night and day. They were able to get some momentum. I mean, look at this team combo, right? That was absolutely gorgeous. Yes, a happy birthday indeed.
I think it looks so easy. When the red team are flowing, it makes it, it's so simple for them. But somehow, I mean, when they're on, man. It looks so impressive when the red team are able to be so together and so good at these team combos.
Right, Fortress of Lions is the scenery for game number 5. Demon Island was clearly the spot where BalloonBoy and Raydish had a good time. But here on the Fortress of Lions is where Kyna and Loris got so many of their dubs earlier in this set. And right now, it's clearly showing that maybe having that added platform does a lot for them.
Oh, Raydish! DCN doesn't find it. Side air landing from Kyna there. That's a big defensive option from Kyna to avoid that very early KO.
Man, I respect the attempt, though, because that would have been so good for the red team to go ahead and continue that momentum push. But now you can see Loris and Kyna starting to get a little bit of their energy back here. An attempt of an end-sig from Loris. He was so sharp with that yesterday.
Drops the GC downlight, very unnormal downlight side air drop from Kyna there. That's a big opportunity for the red team as Raydish gets that downer onto Loris, the recovery as well, splitting both the blue team members. A nice downer from BalloonBoy, and the red team look to try to get this game back under control.
The recovery is not going to be enough from Raydish here. BalloonBoy gets a nair. It's not enough either, just barely not enough, and that should be a conversion. Not even a team combo. Kind of just lets Loris finish it off, and that's going to be both
this is so bad.
Man, that's so much damage.
Such a good damage build option there. I was scared they were going to find a KO option, but they don't. Onto BalloonBoy, and the red team now continue to try to take the first stock off the blue team, but Kyna and Loris look so airtight right now.
Man, they just can't find the hole. BalloonBoy needs like a recovery on someone, goes for the ground pound, it's not going to connect. Raydish comes out with a save just in case he was in harm's way, but they're unable to finish their food. Somebody take the final bite so I can clean this plate, because they still have their first stocks right now. You got to do something. There we go. BalloonBoy finally with the recovery, but y'all are trailing behind now.
And it gets the big side stick there onto Raydish, just arms, and the red team slowly bleeding out here as the damage continues to extend as Kyna still on his first stock. Weapon toss into side stick. Raydish with a D-Light into recovery, hits Loris as well. The red team now with a 2v1 combo opportunity as Loris. That lands into the down line.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness. What
Yeah.
a punish from Kyna. Nice side air.
That was so good. Knowing exactly how that team combo is going to work and positioning himself to make sure he got the counter hit to make them second guess whether or not they should try to go for that conversion. And just like that, we have BalloonBoy now on the final stock. But this side stick doing the Lord's work. Nice interrupt from Raydish with the recovery as well. BalloonBoy getting a juggle on the left side. Laura is trying to fight Raydish out here, and so they're not able to convert off of that side light. But still, I think there's signs of life here for the red team despite being down a stock.
Absolutely, BalloonBoy looking to tap in that KO with that, but there kind of flies in, gets the side platform coverage with that nair, and the red team both on their last stock.
Okay, yeah, pretty good. All things considered, BalloonBoy only taking a recovery in the time, and the NSIG, not enough juice. All of these attacks have been hitting so hard, but not hard enough to secure the stock, and it's been the difference maker in this game number 5.
You need to make something happen and make it happen fast, and a side stick off the soft platform could be the start of something great for the red team. Kyna fighting back in the 2v1 with the landing down airs, but finally gets punished by a side air, and the recovery comes out. Doesn't KO Kyna. BalloonBoy looking to assist Raydish in landing versus him, but a side of the weapon toss interrupts it. Kyna still holding on to a second stock.
I can't believe it. That weapon throw was godly, and now still hanging on to that stock as well. Raydish trying to find an opening. BalloonBoy trying to break through the mold. They need something here. The weapon throw to give them some space. The red team really try to go ahead and make the stock count even. And this is their chance. They need to convert onto Loras right now. This is the most pivotal moment in this game 5, and they get nothing for it, PJ.
It's still possible here as Raydish gets a sidelight. Loras dodging upwards, and the red team can't commit to much, but it gets interrupted. The knockback gets canceled by something, and that's going to be a 2v1 now onto Raydish. The blue team 1 hit away from securing their spot in grand finals.
Yeah, Raydish just doesn't have anything. That end light is going to be more than enough, and Kyna and Loras secure themselves a spot in the grand finals, taking out BalloonBoy and Raydish in a nice, super hard-fought Game 5 set.
They were able to seize control when it mattered most. Kyna and Loras going over to Small Fortunes of Lions and making it happen once again. BalloonBoy and Raydish seemingly had all the momentum in the world, but that team composition is able to just slow down the match and allow Loras and Kyna to get those 1-2s, build the damage.